Nicodemus here. Question: is it okay to have other teachers? Like, learn from other masters?
Well, if we start with the idea that and the understanding that each person's journey is highly individualized. So this is, you can only be in a really a sense of wonder at how this can be. That each person has this own unique journey that they're going through. So if you think of it as like crossing a river, each person has a certain way that they cross the river. Now, there's a lot of different modalities, and even the Course says some of the greatest teachers of God have never studied the Course or might not even believe in God, but they teach forgiveness. They teach forgiveness so deeply instead of condemnation that, also looking at it from the sense of in India, they have this idea that somebody can have a lot of different teachers, gurus. There ultimately is what they call the Sat Guru, who oversees like your journey and sends all these different teachers to you. It's somebody who illustrated that, and I think we've talked about this on one of the podcasts before, was Ram Dass. He had all these different teachers, but he felt like Neem Karoli Baba was like his Sat Guru. So just as a theory, I really feel like there is almost like a council, if you will. The Course calls it the teachers of teachers. The Journey of Souls calls it, the teachers, like really the teachers of teachers, I think something like that too. This idea that you're going to be drawn to, first off, any path or modality that's like the perfect one for you. There's been times I've read things from India that were profound. There's been times, and I know that there's maybe even some Course students that are like, well, no, the Course is so specific and nothing else is like it, and it's its own thing, and you have to believe in it or something, let's say. But even that it becomes so rigid. It becomes so like dogmatic. Like, and even the Course says it. I mean, what Jesus says in the Course, he says, I'm in charge of the process of atonement because he undertook it first to start it. And he learned it completely. So let's just say as a theory or concept, he was the first one to complete it. And he completed it so completely that he almost became a bridge for us, right? So are there other bridges? Are there others that have completed that assignment? I could see that as a possibility for sure. I mean, and even if there are or they're not, doesn't even matter, because ultimately the teaching either teaches forgiveness or condemnation. That's the only two paths. You can either condemn and be a victim and be angry and try to control and dominate and forget you're dreaming and try to manipulate it to fill up a sense of loss or gap in you, or to make you bigger in your own eyes and more special to the world and through your own eyes. Either you're going to approach life that way, or you're going to approach it from like, I'm here to bless and to heal, and forgiveness is the only thing I want. So it's the only thing that I offer, and that I'm being guided very specifically. Then the Holy Spirit can use any teacher or modality or anything, as long as it's ultimately teaching about forgiveness and you're learning about how to forgive the dream and to only offer, like the Course would say, like the gift of lilies to our brothers and sisters rather than a crown of thorns. If the teaching teaches that, it's great. If it doesn't, it's not. And it's going to lead you down the egoic path of separation and fear and the body and death. And that'll be the result. So any modality, he actually says in the Course, that there's no path that doesn't lead to him in the end, to God in the end, because that's the only path there really is. Everything else is an illusion. So in the end, we're all headed to the same place.